Hey, Exoticals, it's your girl back with another Exotical rant. What was I thinking about today? I'm about to get right into it and tell you what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the grooming of light-skinned women, of exoticals, of biracial women, the grooming that can happen at a very young age. They groom you into a certain way. And we all know what that word means, so let's just get right into it. As a young girl, you're going to have a lot of things present. You're going to have other women not liking you, but that's obvious. They're not going to like you because of the male attention, but you're going to have a lot of male attention on you, especially at a young age. Sometimes if you develop, you will have that male attention on you. And some men will use that, grown men or older teens will use that against you to groom you in a way that you were not going to go down that path, to get you to do things that you would normally want to do. They know that you don't, they know that women are already treating you a certain way. So you're more vulnerable to just want attention as a friendship, thing to, to gain their, so they know that, okay, maybe all these girls don't like her, but I know if I kind of befriend her, I can get beside her and get her to do what I want her to do. You have to be aware of this, even as young adult women, as older women, you have to be aware of this. They know sometimes, especially in different, we're different. So if we don't have a lot of other exoticals around us or mixed race women, light skinned women around us, we're more vulnerable because we stick out. We stand out. We're usually the beauty standard across the board. So we stand out. So a lot of women are intimidated by us, just don't like us flat out, and are hating on us. So they know in a way, especially when you go to events and stuff and you're going around groups of people, they know you're kind of vulnerable in that regard because people are immediately intimidated by you or immediately start hating on you because they are obsessed with you. So they know that you're going to naturally gravitate towards spaces that seem safe. And they're going to try to make it seem like they're your safe space. Be aware of these type of men. They are not your friends. They never wanted to be your friends. They've just wanted to get one thing, and we all know what that is. They are doing this because they feel like if they approach you directly, you would flat out shut them down immediately. So they have to try to go the friend route, the safe space route, the I understand what you're going through route. Oh, those girls are just hating on you route. Do not fall for this, ladies, because they're just setting you up to get familiar with them. So it will be harder for you to reject them in the end. This has happened a lot. One story I'm thinking about is a young lady that she was actually an exotic dancer in ATL, and she was, getting rides. She paid this guy to give her rides. It was her so-called friend. She was paying this guy to pick her up from the club and get her home safely every night. Where this turned this. It was safe at first. Where this story went awry or the situation went awry is when the guy confessed his love to her and immediately she shut him down. This shutdown led to her being unalived with her own little weapon she had in her purse. So FYI, ladies, dealing with men that especially this dude, dealing with men, you have to know their motive, okay? Okay, so you have to know what they want from you. This guy was never her friend. A friend would never even put you in a situation like that after you just worked, 8 hours, and then start asking of you to be with them. That's not a friend. This is somebody that was grooming you to like them. They were grooming you to think that they were a safe space so then they can get access to your pants. So this was that situation. And he unalived her. He even actually went, I think, looking at, when the police got involved, he searching for her body when he know he's the one that, unalived her. And this was a very tragic story. So it's just so many of this like that. And this was an adult woman. She was not a child. She was an adult woman, a young woman, but still an adult nonetheless. But these are the situations where men, like, they know that if they approach you directly for a romantic relationship, you would probably say no. You have standards, you are leveled up, you have a lot going for yourself, and they know that they don't measure up, so they have to go the grooming friendship route. Be aware of this. This happens so much. That's why, like, I do have male friends, but very limited male friends, because I already know about this, like, literally this trend on what they're doing. They're trying to gain your trust, because they can't just straight up and come up and tell you, hey, I want to be with you, let's go out, because you probably be like, no, I'm not interested. So they know they have to go that safe route. Oh, I know a lot of girls don't like her. I know a lot of women will hate on her in this scenario. Let me try to be a safe space for her. Ladies, this is the best thing for Exoticals to do. Create safe spaces for yourself. What does that mean? Creating a safe space for yourself means if you're in an environment where you know a lot of people are around you that may not take to you that well, create other avenues of comfort. Whether that's bringing a book with you, having somebody you always like, having another friend or family member you text, and this somebody you have that has gained your trust, and you know you can trust them without a doubt. Having your phone available, texting that person when you're in these uncomfortable situations, having a line of communication with this person that will text you back, and like you guys like will try to they can ease some of your worries about this social situation. Not going to places where you know a lot of people don't like you. Stop doing that. And I think Megan Thee Stallion learned that the hard way. She is an exotical. She's just brown skin, so she is still included in our club. I think she's Creole. So creating safe spaces for yourself. If you know all these people don't like you, that's probably not where you need to be at. If you're facing all of that, you have to literally limit your time in those spaces if they're mandatory, or just not show up at all, because you know it's not a safe space for you. If you are in the adult entertainment industry, you might want to hire a security team, an armed security guard. I'm being very serious. If you're worried about security, not some random dude that you met in the club, or you met at Walmart or something. That's not a security guard. An armed security guard that works with the company that is backed by that company. So he has somebody to answer to as well. So he can't just do whatever he wants with you because you're a client of that company. So you have to put stuff in place that's so professional that even if somebody's thinking about it, they won't do it. Even if they're thinking about, oh, let me try her, they won't do it because they have somebody else's eyes on them, like a company, a reputable company that does background checks and whatnot. So ladies, FYI, do not let these men play you and play the friendship card. It's a grooming tactic, and they usually are waiting for a weak spot. Like you break up with a boyfriend, you break up with a husband, your sugar daddy is no longer available to you for whatever reason. They're looking for a weak spot. You're emotionally unstable. Something happens and you become emotionally unstable. You're leaning on them, and then that's when they can jump on it. They can jump on what they've been already setting in place for sometimes months or years. So, ladies, this is a cautionary tale. Do not men friends. You need to keep them at a distance. And this is just what it is. You need to contact your boyfriend, your brother, your dad, a guy that is maybe related to you and has shown that he has no physical attraction to you in that sexual way. So you don't need to be having all these male friends around that are not really friends, but are just waiting till you have a vulnerable moment and they can jump on that because they've been grooming you to like them. They've been grooming you to think that they're a good guy, even though they're probably not, and they would hurt you if you reject them. So this is one of those things that I think a lot of young girls kind of cling on to men as friends because a lot of women are hating on them in these scenarios. If you're at an all white school or all black school, you're getting a lot of hate from these women, or any school where you stand out and your beauty is unique. You're getting a lot of hate from these women. So you're naturally vulnerable to these men to be groomed. And especially if you're young, please keep these men at a distance as friends. Do not call them at night. Do not have them in your place. Do not have them in your dorm room if you're in dorms, if you're in college. Do not have them in your personal spaces because they are not they're not women. So, I mean, they still have, you know what? So, they still may be attracted to you, even if they're playing the friend card. Okay, so just be very careful of this. Always put your safety first and realize that most men, they are attracted to you. And like if you were willing and you're willing to go there with them, they will go down that path of romantic relationships or relations at least. So I think this sometimes we kind of can be like, well, I don't get along with a lot of girls. They're haters. Okay, well, these guys have one thing on their mind. As long as you keep that in your head, like most guys have one thing, like all guys have one thing on their mind. If you think that in your head, you'll be able to protect yourself much better and not be so trusting of some guy that has no relation to you. It's just like out the kindness of his heart. Guys don't do anything out the kindness of their hearts. They always want something. No man does stuff for free. So if he's doing something for you, eventually he's gonna want something. So just play your cards right. I think sometimes young women think, oh, I'm just so pretty. It's a lot of pretty girls. I'm just going to be real with you. It's a lot of pretty girls. Guys have a one-track mind most of the time. And and that's most of the time. So guys don't do things for free. He's doing it because you're an attractive woman. You're everything he would want to be with. And he has to play the friendship card right now because he doesn't think he can come directly to you and be like, hey, let's hook up. Hey, let's be together. So do not get groomed by these men. And if you're really young, like you're even in high school, flattery from older men is not flattery. These guys are perverts. FYI, okay? There is not flattery. They should not even be trying to talk to you at all. I even was underage, like 16 years old, and had grown men that were law enforcement trying to holler at me. These guys were old and like in their 30s. So they were not supposed to be trying to talk to me like that. And me having a good mother, my mom told me that. She was like, do not get flattered by when older men try to talk to you. These guys are weirdos. So I was already on the guard and I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to talk to you. And I literally told him my age. He said he didn't care. But like, it's a lot of stories like that. I even like quick story time, girls. I even had a guy I worked with. I was in college and I was working for my university, and I ended up I was working at this one location that was off campus, but it was in a really nice neighborhood or whatnot in my community. So I was working out there and I met this older guy. It was an older Caucasian guy. And he tried to play the friend card with me. Always be nice. Oh, do you want me to go get you snacks? I can go get us lunch. Like, he would always try to be very like accommodating toward me. And then like literally like, once he realized I would never date him, this dude literally got creepy as hell. And then like I had to like, the funny thing about it is like one of my ex-boyfriends had came up there to visit me one time, and I could tell he was super jealous. He was like, oh, who is that? I was like, oh, that was my ex from college or whatever. He got super creepy, wanted to know everything about this man. Was like, oh, you still talk to him? I was like, I don't think that's none of your business. Like, basically, that's what I told him in a nice way. Like, what is it to you? But this guy got super creepy. When I stopped working there, he started blowing up my phone. Like, he was just like obsessed with me. Literally, he would tell me stories where he helped other women, and then he ended up sleeping with them. And I said, oh wow, I definitely don't sleep with friends. And then like his whole facial expression turned. So it was just like he was trying to groom me because he knew I would never date him. This guy was a Caucasian guy. He was overweight. He was underemployed. He was actually like the janitorial, I think, supervisor over it. But like, dude, I can do way better than that. Even then when I was younger, I knew that. So I was just like, I'm not interested. Again, like, he was overweight. He had a crappy car. His personality was very controlling, and I could tell he groomed other young women before, just the way he was trying to do me. Literally, I had to tell him to stop. He would like try to give me gifts and stuff. I literally had to tell him to stop giving me things because it was just getting weird. Like, why are you bringing me gifts? I'm your coworker. We're cool, but I'm still your coworker. I don't need gifts from you. You're not my boyfriend. So this is a cautionary tale. These men will groom you, especially if they think you're young and naive, or you're just just a naturally sweet, kind person, or even nice girl. That's why I said stop being nice and just be straight up with people. Hey, yeah, no, I don't sleep with friends. Like, hey, no, I don't do this. Hey, I can't do that. Sorry. Like, you have to be direct with these men. So don't think like you being direct is you coming off as bitchy or whatnot, because sometimes you have to get into that spirit, because like people will definitely try you as a young, attractive exotical. They will try the crap out of you. So just be careful, ladies. Know your worth. Know when a man is being nice to you because he's just a nice person, and know when he's grooming you. He's grooming you. He's buying you gifts out of for no reason. He's your friend, but he's trying to act like your boyfriend. Literally, keep friends as friends. Friends are like people you see in public. This person does not need to come to your house like that, especially if you're living by yourself. If he is a friend, he does not need to have all your private information, your relationship status, everything that's going on in your head. He does not need to know. You do not need to lean on him emotionally. If you're having emotional problems, you need to find a therapist or counselor. And a lot of times, if you're in university, your university will provide that for free of charge because you've already paid for it through your fees. So just be FYI, look out for that. These men are not all the time trying to be your friend. I could think of another example about that young girl. I know everybody was upset. She was 18 years old. She was already a mom, but she ended up marrying her so-called stepdaddy or whatever, play uncle, whatever he was. He was an older black man. He was in the church, but she ended up marrying him. She was 18, just graduated from high school, and she married this 60-year-old man that had also dated her mom at one point. And her mom he actually was paying her mom for her services. You know what I mean? She ended up marrying him, and then a couple years later, after she had a couple kids by him, she's on GoFundMe trying to get money to get away from him. This man groomed this young girl. And this is what I'm talking about. They groom you until you're a legal age, and then all of a sudden they want to be with you. They try to pretend like they're a nice guy, even though they may have slept with your mom, your aunts, other women in the community that are their age they've already been with, or other little girls your age, or other young women your age they've already been with. They're grooming you to like them, to do what they need you to do for them. The relationship is all about them. So get your head together. And that's why therapy and having age-appropriate relationships is so important. And if you're an adult woman and you're sugar baby, like you're a sugar baby, or you're dating affluent men, literally, you have to have your head together, ladies. You need to be old enough to know how to say no and how to handle these situations. If you're not old enough to be able to say no confidently and to have ways, safe ways to get away from men that are no longer serving you, or you feel like are making it unsafe for you, you don't need to be around grown men that want something from you. Okay? So if you're not old enough to say no and know how to get yourself out of these situations, or know when the situation is going bad and how to get out of there quickly, then I don't suggest you date older men. I don't suggest you have sugar daddies, because these men want one thing. So if you don't know how to play the game, get out the game. Do not be a pawn in somebody else's game. Until you're old enough to be able to assert yourself around very dominant, powerful men, you don't need to be around them. Okay? So you don't need to be groomed by them. You don't need to be around them if you're scared of them. Okay? And this is hard for a lot of young girls. They put themselves in situations thinking that they can play a big girl's game when they're still little girls in the head. If you're still a little girl in the head, please keep yourself out of these financial based situations, because it can go bad really quickly. Please keep yourself out of these grooming situations. It could go bad really quickly. And date age appropriate if you are not mature and assertive enough to take care of yourself, because nice girls finish last. This is a big girl's game when you're dealing with people's finances and they're supporting you. It's a big girl's game. So you need to really have yourself in order to be able to handle yourself. This is not to scare you, but this is just a warning. When you're acting as a grown woman and doing grown woman things, you're going to have grown woman consequences. Long story short, don't let anybody groom you. If you need emotional support, get a therapist. Lean on your family if you trust them. but definitely get somebody you can talk to that you can trust. And anytime you have a gut feeling that you can't trust this person, go with that feeling. This is your girl back with another Exotical rant. Ladies, let me know if you want me to hear more about this grooming topic, because it happens to a lot of young girls, Exoticals and non-Exoticals, but especially Exoticals, they definitely target us. But let me know in the comments if you want to hear more. Like and subscribe. Have a great day, ladies. Bye.